This is a joint effort.
Old.
I said old
Now he's old.
best friend, as opposed to new best friend, not ancient. Anyway. I'm trying.
It's water bottle. Supervisor Smith.
Thank you very much. Either to Allison or to Mr. Sanford. I'm not seeing in this quick summary here, it might be buried in the document, forgive me if I'm not zeroing in on it right now, but where does conservation fit in? Because my understanding is it's very clear that an EIR that's a programmatic EIR is going to need to address conservation measures. And I think that was clear from council's opinion that it needed to happen, but I don't see that listed as one of the 6 items.
You know, I have to go back to the detailed scope of work there, but it falls under the characterization of available water supplies. As you characterize the available water supply, you automatically look at water conservation as it's like, well, look, this is our available supply. This is how many per capita, or however you can use it. When you implement water conservation measure X, Y, Z, you can bring it down to this. So it's included in that.
So it will be in it. We won't be looking at an add-on later.
It's in task 4. Yeah,
Okay.
task 4.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Okay, good, thank you.
Okay, one last item from the chairman. I believe this list of water purveyors on page 14 of 19, I believe the city of Ukiah is working on their MSR for water, and Millview Water District is working on theirs. I don't know of any other water purveyor that's working on an MSR. So just a point of clarification, if we were to sit around and wait for them to get off their keisters to do it, I've been waiting for 3.5, 4 years. I don't see it on the horizon. I'm unwilling to pay for the districts to do their tasks that they've been ordered to do by the state of California. I'm in favor of this to continue to move the momentum forward on the UVAP. So just a short commentary. Any other, to the CEO.
Thank you. I've always had some concerns about the MSR process. My limited experience working with LAFCO was, we had similar problems getting MSRs done, and I seem to remember a period that they were due several years ago. And I think it's a point of concern that I know we have 2 board members that represent the county on that, but I've not seen any correspondence lately from the LAFCO agency that says exactly how many people have complied, who haven't, what is their plans for completing it. I don't know how legally you can avoid doing the MSRs. There is a requirement to do those, and I know we try and point our fingers back to the individual small districts, but it is LAFCO's responsibility to assure that those things get done. LAFCO should be collecting money through its annual budget from all of the various people and districts that it serves to fund those MSRs. So at some point, I think we should engage. My recommendation to the board would be to engage with LAFCO through our representatives exactly what is the status of all those MSRs and what's the plan to get them done.
Mr.
Supervisor.
In talking to Frank McMichaels, the executive director of LAFCO, he told me that the draft of, and I'm assuming that, which covers the UVAP area, he says that draft of the MSRs is in draft form now, and it will be finalized or be brought before the full LAFCO board in September or October.
Never heard that. I've
October
never.
the draft.
October the draft,
Yeah.
and yeah. But anyways, so it's the October the draft is going to be done in 3 months toward the end of the year, which is not that very far away. They're supposed to have something firm.
I just don't
on
know
the
how long.
MSRs.
I just don't know how long you could get away with not doing MSRs.
Well, the point of it
So,
is, I
yeah.
believe that they are coming to, because he said that the draft, will be done in October, and shortly therefore the final before your LAFCO board.
Not shortly, but.
Yeah.
Well, within a 3-month period. he said.
In most probability, he was referring to maybe the Millview, their MSR, because they have been working on it for quite a few months. In regards to all of these, in regards to water purveyors in the valley, I've never heard that.
Well, I was under the understanding that it was all the water purveyors within the UVAP.
No. That's never been represented at LAFCO. And to my colleague and the alternate, that's certainly, in my recollection, It's never been relayed to us. So the only one I've ever heard of is City of Ukiah is working towards it with their urban water and their drinking water plan, and then Millview. So I certainly, don't get me wrong, and I want this on the minutes, I would have brought that forward to you if that was the case, because I would not be advocating to spend our $100,000 if it was going to be forthcoming to us this quickly. So please, you got to believe what I'm saying. No, if we were close to those completions, I wouldn't be advocating for this.
Well, that's why my point of, I support this for strictly the other side of it, the benefit of where we can prove to the state of our needs for more water. It's going to make our application for a water right a lot easier.
You bet.
And that's where the real dollar benefit of this is going to come in.
Okay, folks, we've got quite a few more items, so I'd like to move this along. And what, unless there's more discussion, you know, I'd like to take public comment on it and then look for some action. So are there members of the public out there wishing to speak to this item? Please step forward, state your name for the record, and keep your comments 3 minutes, please.
Lisa Hilligus, Legal Services of Northern California, on behalf of Darby Meza, Dottie Copeland, and Omar Melvin. Just adding to a chapter of Allison's cautionary tale of the consequences of delay and inaction. We currently have a housing element that's out of compliance with state law. Over a year ago, we didn't meet a condition to rezone 50 acres that could hold 20 units per acre that had water and sewer. A year's gone by, we have 12 acres that meet that condition, and we've added 38 of probably the most valuable acreage that could be part of that 50-acre rezone has been sucked into the vortex of the UVAP. That process isn't going to end until long after you have a revised housing element. I'd like to just point out that our implementation of the housing element for the county has been very, very poor. You have a timeline that says it's going to be implemented by the end of this year, which is the end of the planning period, yet there's no detail of all of the dozens, about 3 dozen actions that still haven't been completed from the housing element. I urge you to reconsider your strategy and priority of putting all of this land into the UVAP process and ignoring the fact that it needs to be rezoned as soon as possible. It's a balance of how important is it to have the UVAP done, which is taking up, you know, vast resources for the county, and addressing the affordable housing crisis that we have. If we don't complete the 50-acre rezone, which we haven't done, if we don't complete it by the end of the year, under state law, this is a new state law that was put into place to try to deal with issues like what our county is dealing with, we'll have 1 year after the new housing element is adopted and implemented, 1 year to get that rezone done. And if you don't, then you're automatically out of compliance with state law. So I urge